friends, my name is Joey Balestrieri and welcome to my channel. I am so excited. I have just returned from traveling around Anna Maria Island and filming all kinds of artisan jewelry and shops that feature local artists, and I'm so inspired. And I came home and my curated bead box is here, and it is called My Summer Garden, and it is right up my alley. So if you can tell by the little thumbnail, it is right up my alley. So for those of you who are not familiar with Curated Bead Box, it is a value box. It is very inexpensive. You get extremely long strands. They have in the past put in a few gemstones, but mostly you get really cool shaped glass beads, marble style glass, crackle glass beads, some painted beads. If you're a beginner, it is a fabulous like stash builder. The strands in this box are usually really long, and lately they've been coming up with some really beautiful bead mixes which give you a lot to play with. So I'm going to dive right in and do a really fast unboxing because I was so inspired as I was traveling around Sarasota, Anna Maria Island, and Longboat Key that I already had something I wanted to come home and make, and these little beads here I think are going to work. So what I'm planning to do is a fast unboxing and then come back with a project right away in this video. So let's dive right in. The first strand is really gorgeous. It is a 10mm orange matte glass bead, and we got 6 inches. I love this. And it's just a glass bead, but it is wonderful. I love the color too. And then this is a really cool 10mm yellow swirl marble style glass bead. This is really pretty. It is glass, but it really does look like marble. And what a beautiful color. Like the yellow is really softened by the swirls of white and gray. It's so pretty, and it's gonna be beautiful with those. And then this is really exciting to me. This is an 8mm soft pink marble style glass bead. But guys, there's a 16-inch strand of this bead. Look how beautiful this is. It is very soft and very lovely. It feels really good. It has a nice weight, but 16 inches. I mean, you could do a beaded chain and have a nice long length with just this bead, with that many beads to work with. And then I also love this next one. This is an 8mm red blossom spray glass bead, and there's a 10-inch strand here, but this is such a beautiful color of red. It's not that orangey red, it's a really dark like wine red, and I just love the little Dalmatian dots. This is a pretty common style bead for Curated Bead Box, but this one is just really really pretty. And then this next one is also pretty common style. I think I might even have this one, but this is in that sweet size for me, the 6mm. It's a red yellow marble style glass, and again 16 inches, and this is really a pretty color combination. I absolutely love it, and I'm just looking at it with the other beads that I'm about to show you, and it is wonderful. And I just love a 6mm bead. If you're making something super chunky or like a bigger bangle, you can use this as a spacer, or even as like the back of a necklace, or you know, the extra strand on a bracelet because of the size. But it's also really good just to use alone. So I really love that size. And then one more 6mm. This is a fuchsia gold drizzle glass bead, and we got a 10-inch strand. These are beautiful colors. This fuchsia is so pretty, and it's got like, I don't know if I'm seeing gold or silver or a combination of the two in the drizzle, but it is a really fun little bead. I always feel like I need bead caps or something in my stringing material because it is a painted bead. You can kind of see how the end is finished, but when you do that, it's really lovely. And then up next is a 1 ounce Summer Blooms glass bead mix. And so, you know, with these bead mixes, everyone's will be a little bit different, but I love mine. I'm so excited that I got 2 of these little guys. Let me just set this little cup right here and get a piece of wire. This is so cool. Look at this little, it looks like a diamond or a chaton on this side, and then it's got like a side-to-side briolette drill hole, and I have 2 of those, so I was thrilled to see those in my bead mix. And there's another little 6mm like marble style glass in that pretty like orange and white in my mix, and some larger hole crystal beads, which I love having these. I mean, look how big the hole is compared to the wire. So this can go on leather, or multi-strands can go through here, which I love that. I only got one little pink glass pearl in mine, and it looks like maybe only one of these little like hot pink egg-shaped beads with the silver little stripe around it. There's a little lighter pink, but these mixes are so fun. And I'll tell you, last month in the bargain bead box, I made this little bracelet with the little dangles, and I love this. It's so lightweight, easy to take on and off, and there were some similar beads in last month's box, but in a different colorway. And I'm going to separate out some of these things and do another bracelet similar to this so that I can stack or just have another color. And on that note, the next item is 1 ounce of a 6mm strawberry red glass bead. I was crazy about these last month in the blues and greens. I love the wonky little hole in them and just the way that they dangle. So again, I enjoyed working with them. This is what I did with them. I strung them right on a jump ring and some of the jump rings have the little seed beads, and I just made like a little fun like charm bracelet that just sits on the top. And I would love to have another one of these in these colors. So I can link this video from last month's curated bead box if you didn't see it, but I will be separating out some of these pieces to do a coordinating bracelet, and I'll show you what I come up with. And then up next was this 1 ounce of an 8x4mm transparent yellow peanut bead. So I love peanut beads. I read every single comment, and I know one of our sweet viewers, she said she's never really liked them, but then she's picked up a couple of ideas from my videos and now she likes them. But I think they are so cool. I just love the shape, and like if you string these in between any kind of rounds, you get kind of that dot dash look in your pattern, and I just love them. And I love this beautiful yellow. Where did he go? I love this beautiful yellow. There it is. I don't even want to lose one. Yeah, I think this is so pretty, and I just love it with the pinks and reds and strawberry colors and the oranges. And then we got another 1 ounce mix of an opaque yellow glass peanut bead, and again, I just love this little bead. I think this is so pretty, and even together, like you could mix these at random or alternate. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to use mine in my project, but those will be making their way in my project for sure. And then there is a 12mm rust or fuchsia gemstone gold link. So it looks like I got the rust ones, and they're all little like gemstone nuggets, and they're already wrapped with a spacer, a daisy spacer, and a simple loop. It looks like this might be either agate. I don't think it's carnelian. It's not quite dark enough, but it's really cool. I will probably cut these wraps off and do my own thing. So, you know, if you get this and you're not thrilled with the way they're put together, you know, don't forget that you can easily remove that little wire and do your own thing. But I love those, and I love, you know, the little nugget shape. They're really cool. And then these are absolutely adorable. These are a 22x18mm butterfly and ladybug rhinestone link. So these are just absolutely adorable. Can you see that little ladybug? The butterfly is sweet too, but this little ladybug is absolutely charming and delightful. And I love the rhinestone with the little bit of bling. They are one-sided, and I just think they're adorable. So sweet for the theme, my summer garden. And then in this month's box, we also got a large organza gift bag. So I'm thinking that if you have want to bring a gift to your child's teacher, you know, as they go back to school and meet their teacher, this might be the perfect thing for that. But I love organza bags, so I'm happy to have that. And then every month in the curated bead box, we get a findings pack. So again, as I said, for newer people, this box is very inexpensive and just wonderful to play with. It's usually either gold or silver. They have mixed gold and silver in the past, but you really have everything in here you need, like a little bit of memory wire, so you can do a memory wire bracelet very quickly, some stringing material. These are crimp beads, so you simply smash these. You don't do the fold over crimp method. Some head pins, ear wires, jump rings, some stretch cord. This summer style is fabulous for stretch cord bracelets, and I saw a lot of stretchy bracelets in the beach boutiques on Anna Maria Island. They're just really popular. They're so easy on and off, and really fun to make as well. And again, thinking of the back to school situation, you know, stretch bracelets might be the way to go at this point in the season. So gold this month in our findings pack. And I am going to put a link in the description box if you are not familiar with Curated Bead Box. And I have a discount code, so you can get a really nice discount on your first box if you subscribe. And then also, they don't put an insert on the Curated Bead Box, but you have all the codes here for the things in the box. So if you wanted to go onto the website, here it is, dollarbead.com, you can use these model numbers and order more. And so I'll leave those links in the description box. I'm going to clean up and I will be right back with a project. I have taken the bead stringing wire, the gold that came in the box, and cut it into 3 equal lengths. And this is going to be a really simple stringing project, simple crimping, and I'm using everything from the box except what I often do is go into my stash and pull out some seed beads. So these 8/0 seed beads that you see in the pinks and oranges are just things from my stash, and I'm going to mix in this My Summer Garden color mix. In my little dish here, I have the jump rings from the box and the crimp beads from the box, and I've separated out a few of the little orange marble style glass from my bead mix because I'm going to make dangles with those. And then these 2 little guys are from a past Curated bead box that I didn't use. They are a large hole spacer bead because I needed a bead cap for either end of this project that would accommodate 3 strands, and I didn't have one, so I'm going to see what I can do with that large hole bead. So I'm going to start by gathering up my 3 little wires and get all 3 of them through this little crimp bead. It does go. I've tried it and it does go. Just might be a little challenging to get them all in, but I use my beading mat a lot of times to help me with things like that. And just slide it down. And what I'm going to do for security reasons is do a second one. I'm just going to get a second one here out of my little dish and feed all 3 of those wires through just for security reasons. And then I'm going to take one of these wires and just loop it back through. So isn't that surprising that that little crimp bead will hold 4 wires, but it does. So can you see what I did? Just a little loop, and now I want my loop to be small. I don't want to waste too much wire. And on this end, I'll be able to do the same thing. I want it a little bit, I want my loop a little bit smaller. And what my plan is to just have 3, it's a multi-strand necklace with really small beads and colorful beads so it won't be heavy, and this will be like the front of the necklace, and I'm going to do chain from my stash on the back. So if you don't have chain in your stash, you can actually create chain with a bunch of jump rings linked together, or you can continue with bead stringing wire and do seed beads around the back of the necklace. I just had this little, I think it's a craft store item, and it actually already has the lobster claw. So I'm gonna cut this in half, and that's going to get attached after I'm finished stringing. But you could still accomplish this with what's in the box. So now with these little crimp beads, I'm just going to smash. And like I said, I did 2 just for double security, but that is probably even overkill because this is going to be a super lightweight necklace with all really small beads. So, but I'm going to do it that way. And now I'm just going to trim away these extra bits of wire because I do not need them anymore. I don't need them hanging out. Just being careful not to cut my main wire. And now I can start playing with my pattern. Let me try putting all 3 strands through one of these beads. For me, this part of making jewelry, like playing with the beads and getting just the perfect, the perfect thing together, is just so much fun. And at first, for me, there's always a little bit of like on and off until I figure out exactly what I'm going to do. But I love that. I even love like figuring it out. And so what I was thinking is maybe something like that. I really like that. And then my chain can attach there. So I'm just going to put one of those little 6mm marble style glass beads from my bead mix and my little large hole spacer bead. And I think now I'll start with my pink. I like that a little bit better than having the seed beads start right up here. So also here, I was even thinking of pulling some 11/0 seed beads from my stash so that they won't be competing for space. But I don't know if you can see, that is a really large hole bead and it actually may be fine. But I'm going to go ahead and string my first strand, and then I'll decide if I want to go into my stash and pull some more of these these summer color seed beads in the 11/0. I'll see how they fit. So I'm going to do most of this stringing off camera because it's like watching grass grow, to watch someone to put seed beads on a strand. So I'm going to do most of this off camera and like work out my patterns. And when I come back, we're going to do the same thing on this end and add our chain. And as I said, this is a relaxing, great weekend project. Just really fun just to play with the beads and the patterns, and it'll be lightweight and it's just super easy. I think any skill level could do this. So I will continue stringing and I will meet you back. I have finished my stringing, and while I had all my seed beads and all the beads from the box, I went ahead and did another one of these little charm section bangle bracelets, and I just love it. I might even wear these two together. Aren't they fun? So if you did not see this video, it was last month's. I did exactly the same thing. So as I said earlier, I can link this below, but I just did exactly the same thing, and now I have another colorway in this fun like charm style bangle. So that little guy is done, and I have clamped off all 3 strands that I was working on, and let me show you. I'll move these out of the way a little bit. I went into my stash. I had these little gold metal dagger beads. I just wanted to add a little bit of gold, and so this strand here is going to, they're going to kind of bunch together when they are when they are hanging. I know that's a terrible camera angle for you, but I kind of think this is going to be the bottom row, and it's fine. I'm only doing things that hang on one row, so if they sort of mix together once they're on the chain, it will be really pretty. And I just worked out a pattern alternating like all of those colors. So I have my jump rings out here, and we can go ahead and clamp off, and then I will finish adding in my charms. But this is what I did, just a simple loop with the head pins from the box, the same seed beads that I'm stringing with, a peanut bead, and then I simply put a jump ring on these little, these look like art glass to me. They're like a little bit offset and a little bit wonky, and I just love it. Like I loved them last month as well. I just put a jump ring through them and let them do their thing. So I'm going to do the same thing on this one. And all I'm going to do is do exactly what I did on the other side. I do want to be careful not to lose my beads as I take these clamps off, because that would not be fun to have to restring everything. I'm going to start with one of these large whole beads. Really kind of helps with those 3 strands, and then this glass marble style bead, and just repeat the same thing that I did on this side with getting all 3 wires through the crimp bead and the second crimp bead. The first side is always easier because you don't have to worry about spacing or anything, but this side you do. I'm just going to take one of my longer wires and loop it and go back through those 2 crimp beads, just like I did on the other side. Let's see if I can find it and give it a little tug. That looks pretty good. I can make my loop a tiny bit smaller. Make sure I don't have any strange gaps. That looks really good. And now I am just going to flatten both of those little crimp beads. Okay, and now we can do the same thing, just to trim away. And now I am going to go ahead and add my charms. So this is just simple connecting. You can string your charm loops right onto your stringing material, but normally I like to do it with a jump ring because I like the way it dangles a little bit more nicely. Okay, and I'm going to add these little strawberry colored beads in between everything. Last one. It's a little bit tricky to get a hold of the jump rings over the seed beads, but it can be done. So now I have this little dangling section, and the little dagger beads kind of act as stoppers. And now I'm just going to add this chain. I'm not super happy with the color of this gold on this chain, but just so that I can finish the video, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I would do this, and I may change it out later, but I'm just going to take and find the middle of this chain. I'll just take a piece of wire and find the middle, and I'm going to cut it right there. Just put my little piece of wire in, and that's about perfect. And I'm just going to remove that link And I'm going to take 2 more of the jump rings. I used a lot of jump rings in this project from the box. So if you have like a ready-made chain, that's great, but I have a lot of videos where I have made my own chain, and I even considered beading a chain for this one. And same thing on the other side. Okay, this little sweet necklace, it is so pretty. I will definitely take some pictures at the end and put this on a little model so you can see how lovely it hangs. But this is so pretty. It's colorful, multi-strand, and really, really happy for the whole summer season. I just love the way that it turned out. I think it is just lovely and has a lot of movement. Really, really sweet. So as I said earlier when I was unboxing, I will put links to the Curated Bead Box and my discount code in the description box, and my tools and anything else that I've used that I think you might be interested in for your convenience. And I thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it. And I'm just going to hope that everyone is having a great summer. You're all safe and well and having fun on your beading mats. Ciao, jewelry making friends.